Okay, back again. I'm gonna change topics. There's so much that I need to cover. One of the things in the NASA program and expectations of me was to fulfill many master's degrees. It's called the Masters of Masters, and it's like it's not like a master's degree in that you receive at a state college or a university. Um, it's a master's of we're part of the Futures program, which means we redirect the governing and the industries into a safer path in the future, because we understand what's going on, and a military stance way high up and then way far back, because there's upper level, and then there's mainstream knowledge of military, and then there's administration knowledge of military, and then there's special forces knowledge of military, and then there's kingdomship knowledge of military. Now, kingdomships are the ones that are part of futures, and they're always there because they're heads of industries, and they're always there because what you don't know is that the governing policies are based around the original lease agreement with the kingdoms in order to govern the people. And the governments are very limited in what they can and cannot do. And they know this because, like Mexico, their kingdom sponsor is Spain. It's there for a reason. There's good and bad that goes with it, isn't there? There's tons of good and there's tons of bad, and it's just there because it's needed. U.S. sponsor is England. Now, what the Queen doesn't want you to know, and she's curdling inside of her little tummy right now, is the fact that I'm going to reveal to you that her sponsor is the church. And she knows that she loses her throne and crown and everything if she messes up with the church. I'm not doing it, I'm not. In the church, you have two divisions. By the way, the Church of the Catholicism is primarily just an elected official, a president of the church, who isn't any relation to Christ at all. He's just an elected official. And the other is the head of the military, the Jesuit, which the Kennedys own, don't they? They do. So what do? They place the Jesuits at the kingdomship, and then she places the Jesuits in something called the Illuminati, which has two divisions. It has the good and it has the bad. It has the Jesuits of the Catholic Church, which is always there to correct the things that governing does, because that's their negotiation. They have Illuminati pyramid that's above, which is the Queen, and then it's attached to an underlevel pyramid, which is part of Illuminati Gregorian 666. Oh joy, and it isn't. It makes me angry that it does. Okay, now push that aside. We're going to go on to the next. Now the Pope has someone over him. He does, and that's the Priory of Lineage support group, and it's a league. And the league involves many people. It involves many churches. It involves many people in the industry whom are byproducts of the Priory of Lineage League. And those are saints, aren't they? They are. People like Princess Diana, who's a cousin of mine in the system at NASA. People like Billie Jean King. People like Desianez. People like Putin. People like Shania Twain. Hi, Shania. And people like Joyce Meyer. People like my friend of 5 years, Joel. I think it's 5 years. Joel Osteen and his beautiful wife Victoria. Yeah, he's doing his work. We're not on Facebook anymore because he knew it got dangerous. And people like Billy Graham, who, by the way, is considered a saint already, and nobody understands that, do they? Don't, because you don't have to be a saint just in the Catholic Church. Catholic Church really doesn't decide. Imagine this: God decides. Oh God, that hurts, doesn't it, Mr. Pope? Now, do I love the Catholic Church? I do. Am I a member? Nuh-uh. Not because its nuns are bad, because the nuns are great, but its affiliation inside the government is bad, because it's got a partnership with the other pyramid that we don't like. And that's the whole thing, and it kind of isn't. It's very much victimized in it. It can be, but it's been there forever, haven't it? It hasn't. It's been there for about 150 years. And what else am I going to tell you? What I can tell you is that the Priory of Zion lineage outranks the Pope. And I have my own temple, and it's just a temple of higher learning. And that's because NASA says, praise God, she's here and her brain works. Look at there. I got my eyebrows placed halfway up my head. And that's because this works. All of it. Imagine it. Imagine that. But what I'm trying to get through is then the Masters program has to do with what they call, it's kind of a hokey name. It's like Masters of the Universe. I don't like that name. I kind of don't, because it means you're one of those at the top, that little superheroes at the top, and you got to do a lot of stuff, don't you? You do, and it hurts. It hurts my head. It hurts my neck. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. And Interpol knows, because they watch the pain. But we have to do things like redirect medical industry and the medical technologies and military technology. And I've done a lot of that already through Interpol. Oh God, some people are really angry, aren't they? They are. I don't care, do I? Don't. It doesn't matter, because, see, my contract wasn't with you. Your contract was with my parents. And I'm compliant so many ways. But see, you didn't pay my ass. So you only get freebie stuff that I throw out that benefits me. I'm sorry. I'm frank, aren't I? I am. Anyway, so I'm going to go on. Do I love you? I do. Do I help you? Yes. Do I have enforcements there? I do. And they have to work, don't they? They do. Because I pull funding. Because I fund the whole thing with my trust funds. And I've got a ton of money. Everywhere, don't I? Do. I even got a ton of money in Ensenada. I just can't get to it right now because I'm not done. And who cares? Who cares, right? Everybody cares, because, see, everybody watched people like Caroline Kennedy pull my stuff from my account, and we're watching, and we're just taking our little pen and we're just checking that shit off. We are. And then what they're gonna do really soon is to start hauling it back out, because she can't touch it. And she knows that she can't touch it because we have a military lockdown on it. We have had for a long time. And it's just, it's harsh on her. And she says, well, it looks good on my profile. I say, no, it doesn't. Because we military, we see what you do and skink. And I'm angry at her. I am. It's going to be a really good fight. I cannot fucking wait. Anyway, so this is what I want to pose out there. Question is, I want people to start looking into the method of death of my mom, and why it's connected to Caroline Kennedy, the family, It has to do with the paramilitary group called Charles Manson Crew. And they're just 12 miles from Das Palace, my very own hometown. Susan Atkins. Yeah, she's the skanky skink leader of Charles Manson. Hey, I'm going to be blunt. She is. I'm going to call a sling blade a sling blade. I'm going to call a nigger run a nigger run. Because those are your words, so I'm not going to candy coat them, because I'm required to tell you the truth. Because you require it. You require our special forces to uncover things and tell you the truth. I just need to make sure you can handle it. So, here we go. My mother was killed in a Sharon Tate former way, and Sharon Tate was killed the same way, and they won't tell you this, and I could declassify anything because I'm allowed to. They were cut open, the wombs were cut open for the babies, because the babies were salts and they're part of kingdomship, and that means they're part of a program that goes against the Illuminati program, and because they've married church and state. Yeah, but see, you married it twice, because it's part of the whole Illuminati thing, which is your fraternity, and then you pulled it into the State Department because you're using voodoo and you're using bullshit stuff that don't work on me. It's just irritating because I don't fall for the Blair Witch bullshit. No, I don't fall for it. I fight them. There's a guy that left. I knife fighted your lead Satanist over here named Loopy. And he had to leave next day in tears. The guy was crying. I scared the fuck out of the motherfucker. I don't care. My grandfather told me, Christ, he says, you're going to use your harsh words. Why? Because they're not going to listen to you. And I know what he means by that, because see, he used his harsh words too, and he cussed fig trees, and he's allowed to curse, and Holy Blessed says, yes, you are, because you're part of this team, and the team isn't anything other than your brothers and their apostles, and you and your factions, because you know things that people don't know, and you're going to tell them. I am. Because Christ isn't any different than Muhammad, really. And he's a rock star, though. And he's a faction leader. He don't get angry at me, doesn't it? He gets irritated, then he doesn't. He just says, she's called me a rock star. That's like Axl Rose, sexy and stuff. So yeah, well, he is gorgeous, and he is. And Muhammad's real serious. Muhammad's part of the older brother, because it's Ishmael. My father's Ishmael, and Christ's ultimate father. Of course, they're both from Abraham, but Christ is Isaac and Jacob, and so it's just, I don't know, but they're factions. Christianity is a faction. If you didn't think it was a faction, then you need to understand things. Is that it's there to fight, and these are, he was a collector of men. He's military, and I'm gonna be able to tell you some things too in a little bit, but my time's up. Ciao.